Save your hands, you need them for later. Thank you. Thank you so very, very much. They told me I was getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, and I thought they were pulling my leg. And when I got off the phone, I thought, what have I achieved? And then it came to me. My biggest achievement was fucking staying alive to get it. And how blessed I am. In 1977, I was performing at a little place called the Anvil. Thank you both. And I lip sang there. Some people wish I still lip sang. But
I'm sorry.
I was doing my late set, which was at 5:30 in the morning. And it was Christmas Eve. And I did my 2 lip singing songs. And of course, I was going off the stage and they yelled, more, more, more. Of course, it was really whore, 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 but they were right either way. And so I grabbed hold of the microphone and I said, okay. I said, I want you all to get real quiet. And they did. And I sang in my own voice, a cappella. That's a musical term for we can't afford a band. I'll wait. And I sang O Holy Night, which brought a whole new interpretation of the Anvil to fall on your knees. And when I walked off stage and started walking to the dressing room, someone grabbed a hold of my arm. And I turned around, and it was a gentleman by the name of John Healy. And John Healy owned the Duplex. And he turned to me and said, why are you lip singing? He said, before this next year is over, you're going to do a live show at the Duplex. And the gentleman next to him said, and I'll play for you. And he was my first musical director, and that is the beloved and late Mr. Richard Burke. And so I started performing live, as opposed to dead. And then I found, when Richard started becoming a kid, went back to school, I had to find another musical director, and so I found a little guy by the name of Scott Trout. And Scott Trout was my second musical director. And then we moved to 88s, and then he couldn't go to 88s because anybody that worked at Duplex wasn't allowed in 88s. Let it go. So finally urged that I could perform upstairs. So I had to find somebody. And that's when I found one of the most talented, incredible, insane, like myself, musical director. And he now, this year, has been behind me, which is not a pretty picture, I assure you. He's been behind me for 30 years, and part of everything that I've done in the past 30 years is because of John McMahon. I want to thank a couple of incredible people that have been in my life. Thank you to Liz and Maria. Thank you to Stephen Lorigan. Thank you to my beloved Scott Munson. Thank you, Reverend Micah Busey, who is a dear, dear friend and keeps me in somewhat of a spiritual shape. Not that I've ever had much of a shape, but there were three people who kept me going. One was Kelly Briggs. When a lot of people didn't want me to work because I had AIDS and wouldn't hire me, Kelly Briggs never forgot me. Thank you, Lenny Watts. Because you always throw me a bone, and I do know deep in my heart that the reason I'm up here right now is because of you. And last but not least, thank you, Joseph Macchia. Because a couple years ago, he started doing New York's Next Top Drag Queen. And he asked me to come and be a mentor. And so I got to see all these new, incredible young drag queens. And it was so wonderful. So to all the drag queens and to my beloved Mac Twining, it's been a pleasure being a mentor. And I believe that all we can do for one another is share what little we know. And if you want to know anything, just ask me. Because I've been there. Not many surprises left coming to me. Makes me smile how things turned out to be. I still get something out of music's charms. I still feel something inside someone's arms. Any questions you want answered? Anything you want to know? Just ask me, I've been there. I've seen angels and sin there. I knocked and they let me in there. I've been through it all. I saw a woman become a diva one day. She was my queen, but she had to go away. You know that kind of left me all alone. It's good to see her make it on her own. There's a lot of fun in reaping all the seeds you sow. Just ask me, I've been there. I've seen angels and sin there. I knocked and they let me in there. I've been through it all. What kind of people need this kind of a place? The reason why is stamped on every face. We need a place that feel our skin is warm, where lots of love is made, but no one's born. So before we stop this number, if there's something you want to know, just ask me, I've been there. I've seen angels and sin there. Just knocking to let you in there. Just mention my name. I've seen angels and sin there. And knocking to let me in there. I've been through it all. Come on and ask me. I dare you to ask me. When you gonna ask me? What you gonna ask me? 'Cause I've been through it. Oh. Well, we've had a request, but I'm going to sing one more anyway. Thank you all very, very much. My mother would be very, very proud tonight. I lost her 6 years ago. And my mom was very special. She loved me no matter what I was. She was always there, and she did whatever she could. My mother could make you laugh at one minute and cry the next. And that's probably where I got this from. And she would give you the moo-moo right off her back. And, but the one thing about my mom was she was so honest and truthful. And she was real. When I was just a little boy, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Nope.